afternoon. My name is Cassandra. I'm from James Cook University. I'm the Associate Director for Student Recruitment. So I would like to share with you a short presentation of why you should actually choose James Cook University as a study option. So before I start off, I would like to share with you a short video clips of our heritage in our campus in Singapore. So the next video that I'd like to share basically is the students' experience. So this video itself is actually produced by our student. You will get to see the last gentleman from the video later on. Okay, first of all, I also like to introduce our professor, Chris Wright. He's actually our new DVC who has just joined us in February the 11th, and he has worn many hats throughout his 17 years of career in the higher education sector. And prior to that, his last position was a provost at the Ningbo campus of the University of Nottingham. He held this position since 2015. And he was also recognized for his work by Bridging Asia and the West. So he was awarded the Officer of the Order of the British Empire last May. So who we are? Who is James Cook? So basically, James Cook University were actually named after Captain James Cook, the British explorer who charted the eastern seaboard of Australia in 1770s. So James Cook University, in short itself, we call ourselves JCU, was established on the 20th of April in 1970. It's actually a state-owned university funded by Australian government. So we are also top 201 to 250 of the world's universities in the Higher Times Education in 2018. And we're also one of the top 2% of universities in the academic ranking of world universities in Shanghai Jiao Tong University in 2017. So for JCU itself, we are actually also an Australian leading tropical research university. For JCU, why should you actually choose JCU? First of all, we are also the first EduTrust Star institution in Singapore, and it was also mentioned, we will just receive a good news as well. We had been awarded the EduTrust Star again from the audit that we have done in February this year. So we are also awarded the Singapore Quality Class Star. Like I said earlier on, we are top 2% worldwide under the Shanghai Jiao Tong University. And all our lecturers itself are PhD holders, and they have a lot of industry experience. And the kind of learning modes itself that we have, basically, is not just face-to-face, but it's also, there's a blended learning mode to meet your needs. So for JCU itself, we are actually very research focused, and we host a lot of public lecture series. So this is actually a good platform whereby students can network with industrial partners and to even understand the kind of expertise that our lecturers have. So we have also launched a Tropical Future Institute by Chancellor Dr. Bill Twindell, and also our Vice Chancellor, Professor Sandra Hardings, and the Honourable Karen Andrews, MP, Australian Minister for Industry, Science and Technology. So the Institute will actually deliver research in science, health and social sciences. So this is actually part of a focus on sustainable production of aquaculture species and international business and trade in Asia. So we also launched another research known as SIGBA, which is a Center for International Trade and Business in Asia. So this is a platform whereby we actually bring together scholars and practitioners in the areas of international trade, economic policy and business in Asia. So the aim is to develop exceptional research in terms of exchanging in terms of knowledge, policy implications, and this is where we can actually pitch our specialization. So in terms of our campuses, there's basically is one university, 2 countries, and in 3 tropical locations. So Singapore is actually one of the offshore campus of James Cook University. So our first campus itself is actually Townsville, then followed by Cairns, which is situated in Queensland. So Townsville and Cairns itself, the distance is about 3 hours. And then Singapore. So the Singapore campus itself, there's 4 auditorium and 41 classrooms. Can actually accommodate the group size from a minimum 20 to 200. So there's also IT labs and 10 technology-enabled active learning rooms. There's also a financial lab which is empowered by Bloomberg. So student who does the financial management program itself, they can actually utilize this financial lab, which is a real-time trading that students can use to practice in terms of the study program. So the whole campus itself is Wi-Fi enabled, and also to cater for your needs in terms of meals, there's a cafeteria within the campus area. So in terms of student life and career services, we provide a pre-arrival services for new students who actually come in. As a new student yourself, as you are not very, you're new to the country of Singapore, so you might not know how to go about in moving around in Singapore. So pre-arrival services is something that we actually provide. So there's also a counseling services. So counseling services, I always advise my students is that do not feel shy in approaching us when you actually have needs, because we actually have like a group of professionals that can actually advise you. Assuming if you're homesick or you're facing boy-girl relationship issue or certain issues with your classmate, or you cannot cope with your classes, come and talk to us. Our counseling services is something that we can actually help you. So beside that, we also have a learning support center. So the learning support center is to help students who actually needs help in, for example, in terms of presentation or in terms of statistics. We have a group of teachers that are specially engaged to help the students. There's also a career services whereby we actually provide soft skills and teach our students how to go about in placing and writing their CVs. So studying in James Cook is not just about studying. We also have clubs and societies. So you can actually be part of our music club or even our psychology society. There's quite a lot of activities that students can participate. So these are some of the campus activities. Orientation day itself is very important because as you are new to the environment, new to the university itself, you need to know, you also, orientation day is a time whereby you get to know new friends. So we also have end of a trimester barbecue, a community engagement, and many other campus activities. So these are some of the career services that we actually provide our students. There's a job search workshop that we have held, even a CV writing, resume writing workshop to help you to create an effective resume or to improve the one that you currently have, and transform your resume into a tool that will get you your interviews. And there's also career talks, such as creating an unforgettable memories that we did it last year with our partners Marina Bay Sands, and also talks like, are you ready to be our future leader? So these are some of the programs students can actually participate, and these are all the soft skills program. So industry relevant academics. JCU have also conducted a 2 days workshop for managers in Singapore Tourism Board without a background in tourism. So the facilitators itself are distinguished Professor Philip Pierce, Associate Professor Dr. Abhishek Bhatti, which is our campus dean, and Dr. Tiru, Head of Academic. So these are some of the projects that are being done between our lecturers, the students, and our partners in Germany. So this book itself basically is co-published by our partners, Professor Dirk and Dr. Tiru. So students from Germany and students in Singapore itself, they actually do this project through online, through Skype, and then after they meet each other in Malaysia. So this book itself was published talking about management of shared services centers in Asia. So there's examples between Malaysia and Singapore. So this is a very good project that help our students to kind of like widen their exposure. So these are books published by our academic Associate Professor Roberto Dillon. So these are the two of his books that was being published. And there are also some speaking engagement that we have done. For example, the Aqua SG conference with Temasek Polytechnic. So Professor Dean Jerry, the person on the extreme left, he actually part of the panel. So basically for JCU itself, we actually have the oldest game museum in our campus. So the gentleman that you've seen is Associate Professor Roberto Dillon. So he's actually showing some of the oldest collection from 1970s all the way to the latest game. So you must be wondering, 1970s, maybe you are not born yet, but there is video games. So all these video games itself are still available in our campus. So these are some of the academic information. This is the sample certificate and transcript that you can see whether you are studying in Singapore campus or even in our campus in Australia. Your transcript itself will not actually indicate which campus you're studying. So the advantage of studying in James Cook University Singapore is that we provide innovative semester scheduling. So you can actually complete your bachelor's degree in 2 years, which is an innovative way of delivering the curriculum as compared to a conventional track where students will graduate in 3 years for bachelor. So if you can actually look in between the trimester 3, in Australia itself or some other countries, they go by semester. Or in our campus itself, in Singapore, we actually go by trimester. So one trimester is equivalent to 4 months, and each trimester itself, you'll be doing 4 subjects. So if you look at it, in example, in Australia, you actually have a summer holiday, you have a winter holiday, and then you have another summer holiday. So total itself, you need 3 years to study. But apparently in Singapore, it's a tropical climate. So there's no summer holidays. So that's why your summer holidays itself are being actually replaced or even take up within the trimester 3. So you must be wondering, do I have like enough time for my holiday breaks? So apparently students will have ample break time because students will have 1 week of break for every 5 weeks of studies, and 2 weeks exam break, and a 3 weeks holiday break. So these are some of the recognitions that JCU has been awarded. So these are the professional recognition. So for our Bachelor of Business itself, majoring in Accounting and Masters of Professional Accounting at the Singapore campus of JCU. So we are accredited with CPA Australia. So we are also a member of AACSB. So our accounting major itself for business program at the Singapore campus of James Cook University is recognized by ACCA. So sometimes students must be wondering, okay, if I do not have the English proficiency level to enter, or what is the quality of James Cook University in terms of English language preparation? So basically our English language and preparatory program is a high quality course, and is the only English language program in Singapore endorsed by NEAs, the Australian National English Accreditation Scheme. So definitely in terms of the quality itself is being ensured. So we also have an inter-campus mobility program. So there's a video clips of an inter-campus mobility program by Janice. So I'll be playing the short inter-campus mobility program in a while. So I believe you have actually watched the inter-campus mobility program. So the unique part of this particular program is that students pay the fees in our campus in Singapore, and then they can actually do 1 semester or 2 semester maximum in our campus in Australia. So be it in Cairns or in Townsville. But please bear in mind, your study period itself will be slightly longer. Instead of completing your bachelor's degree in 2 years, but you might be graduating in maybe 4 months later or even 6 months later. So there's also a global mobility outbound program. So this is actually an exchange program. So students who actually complete 2 trimesters can actually apply for this particular program. So we actually have a partners of about 59 universities worldwide, be it in UK, US, or even Canada, or even in Spain itself, or some other European countries. So students can actually do 1 semester or maximum 2 semesters in our partner universities. But the fees itself, students will still pay the fees in Singapore. So whatever that you need to pay in the universities overseas itself, basically it's only your accommodation and your meals, plus your airfare, and also if visa is needed. So these are the application and timeline requirements for your interest, assuming if you're planning to study with us. So we actually have like our July intake, which is our upcoming intake, and also November intake. So of course, in between itself, there's also a September intake, which is our meant for our English language program. So assume in terms of the application processing time, so we will actually process the application twice a day in different timing, 11:30 and 3:30 in the afternoon. So application received or submitted by 11:30 AM will be processed and assessed. Assessment will be done on the same day, provided all documents are in place. And application that's sent in by 3:30 PM, it will be processed and assessed the next day, provided all documents are also in place. So if the documents are not in order as per the checklist, we will actually pass the application back to our respective partners or even our team members to actually liaise with you. So these are the application flow and timeline itself. So assuming if you are planning to come in for our July intake, right now basically you should be submitting your application, and then it will take about 5 to 7 working days to process, to assess your application. I believe maybe in Korea context there might not be any bank loan, so you can ignore this particular part. So assuming after the assessment itself, within 5 to 7 working days, you have received a letter of offer. So assuming you have already accepted, so you will still need about 10, you give yourself certain timing, say about between 10th of May to 20th of May, there's a 10 days itself. So you can actually kind of like prepare the documents for your student pass submission. And then you also need to keep some buffer time between 20th of May to the 3rd of June. You need to keep about 2 weeks to 1 month in case that your student pass documentation is insufficient. So your application itself might be thrown back. So then you need to have some buffer time to prepare the document. So the reporting date itself is very important. So students have to come into the campus by 8th of July. So you must be wondering, between 17th of June to 8th of July, why do I need so much time? Basically, this is the time whereby you can actually do your travel plan and arrangement to Singapore. Because you also have friends and relatives over here that you can actually say goodbye to. So this is also the same process for our November intake. So these are some of the submission of in terms of your course application, some of the things that are commonly missing, which is emergency contact. So remember to fill up the emergency contact, because in case anything happened to you in the campus itself, we can actually get in touch with your next of kin. So educational certificates and transcript, if it's not in English itself, you need to translate them and notarize it. So educational certificates include IELTS, or even the medium of instruction itself is also needed. So then there's also recent passport size, which is within 3 months that you need to submit. So birth cert is also one of the documents that you need to prepare. So a photocopy of your birth cert need to be notarized with English translation. So parents' passport copy is optional. So if student is below the age of 18 years old, parents' passport copy is compulsory. So declaration of disability or medical condition, this is optional, but the thing is, assuming if you have some medical issues, please remember to declare, so that if anything happened to you in the campus itself, we can actually kind of like immediately understand your condition. We can help you during the period, during your, assuming if the medical condition kind of like suddenly appears. So student with medical condition, please provide a doctor's certification. So we also have upcoming merit scholarships which we'd like to share with everybody. So the objective of the scholarship is to award high caliber individuals with outstanding academic achievement, and also develop skills in critical thinking and creativity. So there's 3 categories in terms of the scholarship. The first category itself is 100% scholarship on 1 academic year. So 1 academic year, basically 100% scholarship basically is equivalent to 8 subjects fee waiver. So the second tier itself is 50% scholarship on 1 academic year, which is equivalent to 4 subjects. And the third category itself is 25%, which is equivalent to 2 subjects fee waiver. So for more information of our scholarship, please visit our link over here, www.jcu.edu.sg/scholarships. So applicants must also meet JCU academic entry requirements. You need to complete the application form and submit relevant documents. And eligibility in terms of the scholarship depends, in terms of the entry requirements, depends on the country. And there's also an application fee of $250, which is non-refundable. So this is an update and upcoming activities in our campus. We actually have open house on the 27th of April in our Singapore campus. So if you happen to be in Singapore yourself, do drop by and then have a chat with us. So these are some of our success stories that we have actually featured our alumni in. So like for example, Dylan Wee, the guy seeing the day, he has actually studied with us in terms of our Bachelor's of Environmental Science, Bachelor of Business and Environmental Science majoring in aquaculture. So the other one is Daniel Wong. He used to be a designer, but now he owns his cafe. So he actually did a joint degree with us, Masters of International Tourism Hospitality and Management, and Masters of MBA. So right now he's a cafe owner. Thank you so much.